Business Buzz.
Business Buzz.
The Business Buzz, proudly sponsored by Teddy Clayton of Pan American Insurance, each and every Tuesday and Thursday on Radio Cayman. Call Teddy today at 917-4860.
And now, The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Here's your host, Sabrina Turner.
Good morning, Cayman, and welcome to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. I'm your host, Sabrina Turner. Shortened version today of the Business Buzz. That's how it is every 2 weeks, because we make way for Money Sense that takes place from 7:30 until now. I am pleased to have in studio with me owner, Mr. Huey Crawford, chef owner of Island Bites, as we learn more about the business, services being offered, and also to hear about the mobile food industry. Hoping that time will permit, we'll also touch on some issues and struggles from a small business owner's perspective. Mr. Crawford, good morning, and it's a pleasure.
Good morning. I'd like to give everybody their blessed morning this morning, and I'd like to thank Radio Cayman for giving me the opportunity to have a platform to talk about Island Bites and the mobile food industry.
Oh, that's right. I'm excited to hear more about it. But before we go into all those snippets and topics that we want to get and delve into, we need to understand and allow you to take us back to when this idea first came to you to open a business such as this.
All right. I think in my as I was growing up, I always wanted to open up a restaurant business. It's just a matter of how I was going to do it and where I was going to do it and when I was going to do it and getting all of the foundation set to actually actuate my plan and to open up a restaurant. And so to answer your question, the first thought of Island Bites came when I moved back on the island in 2012. So right upon arrival, I started to do the things that I needed to do to get the framework in place to open up Island Bites.
So how long did it take from the concept of being one's dream to making it come to reality?
Well, conceptually, I think the concept started in 2013. Picking the actual name and getting the business plan put together, that probably started to occur in 2015. And then actually opening, we opened up February 2017. So you're looking at a 4-year process, right, just to go from a concept, an idea, and actually getting to the point where you've done everything and crossed all your T's and dotted all your I's and to get to a point where you actually can open.
Correct. Now, I would imagine operating a mobile food operations comes with its own unique requirements, regulations, and even food safety, sanitation. Let's talk a little about what it takes to be fully operational when it comes to food.
I think one thing that the public can be really rest assured of, in particular with the mobile food industry, is that there are a lot of requirements, in particular here in the Cayman Islands, and there are high standards set by many of our government bodies, in particular, for example, the DOE. When we were ordering the trailer, we had to change our design 3 times to meet the specifications of DOE and to actually open up. So not only did that cost us time, but also cost us money to get to the point where we met that particular standard. And just going across all the government bodies, there's requirements as far as food and sanitation. You need to have your proper certificates. People need to be trained properly. You need to have systems in place internally in your own business that it's running correctly. And I think Cayman does have unique requirements that are specific to the island. And one of the things that I find as a mobile food person, we get people coming all the time to the trailer, and you have different vehicles where you can go and eat on island.
Correct.
And what I want the public to know is that you're getting a high quality product, and it's going to be consistent,
right,
and it's going to be properly kept at the proper temperatures. And and more importantly, it's going to taste good.
That's right. Now, let's get into and describe the type of food that is served at Island Bites and, pretty much what your menu consists of.
All right. So our menu is a fusion of local and Mexican cuisine. The core of our menu is tacos. We do 7 varieties of tacos. And one of the things that when we were creating our menu and having menu options is I wanted to provide great food at reasonable prices, but also keep it healthy and give people healthy options. And one of the things I found in particular in the eastern districts is that you kind of get used to eating the same things and you want to try something different. So I wanted to give people something different.
So for those who I've seen your truck because I visited the caves, and I've also been able to patronize you. There was a concert going on at Lion Center and you were parked out there at Medak. Mm-hmm. But for those who may not know where you're always where your location, where are you located on island?
So our home base is across from one of the growing tourist attractions on the island, Crystal Caves, located in Old Man Bay, North Side. But we do move around quite a lot. In low season, I find it's better that you stick to one spot and people know where they can find you. But
correct.
In high season, for example, last year, and if you're not from here, we do have a low season, high season as far as our tourism product. We did the Pirates Week. We did Taste of Cayman. We did the Legends Tennis Classic. We were at the Winter Carnival for a 38-day stretch, which was nice because it was kind of our coming out party and exposed our business and our brand to the entire island. So
good for you. We're going to take our first break for the morning. When we come back, we'll hear a little bit more about mobile food vending and top sellers. Can you order before? How do you get what impact does social media play, even though you're in the mobile food business? Keep it locked to the Business Buzz for more when we come back.
GreenTurtle.ky is easy. Get your new phone at GreenTurtle.ky. No stress, no fuss. 24-hour delivery in Grand Cayman. You can even send credit overseas. Top up your loved ones at GreenTurtle.ky. If I can do it, you can do it. It's easy. Just remember, GreenTurtle.ky. 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 Top up today at GreenTurtle.ky.
Think life insurance is only about leaving money for your family? Well, think again. Ask Teddy about products that will provide income in case of accidents or illness, here and now. Call Teddy on 917-4860. That's 917-4860.
The Kirk Freeport Clearance Center is now open. Kirk Freeport needs to make space for new season merchandise and is offering clearance discount pricing on a wide range of china, crystal, jewelry, watches, and accessories in a brand new clearance store. Located in the Town Center Plaza next to Burger King in downtown Georgetown, new stock will be added all the time, giving you a brand new clearance store to shop every week. The Kirk Freeport Clearance Store is open in Georgetown now. Outrageous discounts with new stock all the time. Get down early and often to avoid missing out.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz and keeping the spotlight this morning on Island Bites Limited. I'm pleased to be joined by chef and owner, Mr. Huey Crawford, here telling us more. Now, K-Mex Grill featuring mobile kitchen serving local and Mexican influenced dishes, homemade desserts, refreshing smoothies, milkshakes, and so much more. Yes, after the summer holidays, I'm quite sure a lot of us will be hitting the gym before the holidays to start it all over again. But, mobile industry comes with its unique challenges, and it comes with a twist because it must be a little different being a bricks and mortar restaurant versus being mobile. It would appear to me that you can reach a wider audience. What's the difference between the two of you found?
Absolutely. There are some similarities and some commonalities between the two industries, and the fact that we have we're providing food just like a common brick and mortar does, and we're trying to provide a service for people that want to eat. But as far as the mobile industry, I think one of the things that I think a brick and mortar struggles with, or a regular mobile food truck is location. And that's something that we continue to try to find the proper spot. And when we do move around, it takes time to gain traction at a location. And that's something that's been a struggle for us, to be honest. And the mobile industry does pose other challenges, too. For example, in a normal brick and mortar, you would have electrical that was supplied and you would have water that's supplied. Those are issues for us that a normal brick and mortar wouldn't have.
Right. Let's talk some more about the smoothies, desserts, and yummy, yummy milkshakes.
Okay, so we have a variety of smoothies that we offer. There are 4 smoothies currently on our menu, and we also do a smoothie of the month. And most of our smoothies are fruit-based, but we're also trying to branch off in some of we've had some requests for vegetable stuff. We also do fresh fruit milkshakes, which are becoming very popular, especially on our hot summer Cayman days. And then one of our biggest sellers is ice cream.
Yeah, there's homemade ice cream as well. Tell us about that.
So our homemade ice cream, one of the things I wanted to try to do was to try to separate us and create our niche. And I saw that ice cream is very popular on the island.
Yes.
And in particular,
especially on a Sunday evening.
In particular, certain flavors as well.
Yes.
So we do 4 flavors, and we also have a vegan flavor. So our flavors are vanilla, traditional rum raisin. I do a toasted coconut, which is very popular.
Right.
And I've introduced a grape nut,
nice.
Which we had a lot of requests for.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's really unique about the mobile industry is that you're able to interact with the people that are coming to the trailer and get some immediate feedback. So we had so many requests for grape nut ice cream. That's something that I put on the menu. And then lastly, we have a vegan-friendly mango ice as well.
Cover everybody.
Yes.
Now, how competitive is the mobile food vending industry here in the Cayman Islands? You've noticed. I've noticed a number of food trucks coming up. It's almost like watching the Food Channel, and you got just a big park and just put you all in there, and that's when you really realize how much is already here.
Yeah. You know what? I think it's very competitive, but I don't think it has to be.
Okay.
And I have some reasons why. I think, first of all, there's strength in numbers. And you mentioned food parks or food truck areas. We don't have anything like that. And you know what? Quite frankly, we've been really trying to push, and I've had discussions with a number of the other owners from some of the other food trucks. Not all of them, but you start to get an idea, a consensus of what the common problems are. Everybody's kind of sharing the same problems. But I think one of the things that would be extremely beneficial for us in particular, and going back to that strength in numbers, is having a food park where people can go and know that there's going to be more than one truck there.
You have all your choices right there.
All your choices are right there. And they're going to get a variety of food at a reasonable price and have a quality experience.
When you're done, you're done. You go back to your regular home base.
Correct. And we've identified actually some locations, and we've had a lot of struggle just trying to get to the point where not only bringing people to the table to talk about trying to form associations, and then there's other aspects that would help if the food trucks were working together and we weren't so competitive. For example, information sharing, or I have a piece of equipment that I don't need anymore that maybe you could use, or
it's bartering. It's survival of a small business.
Something broke down. Where did you get that piece from? But
Correct.
What happens here is that what I've seen is that everybody's kind of fighting for crumbs. And if we were working together and we were in a food court or food park, for example, I might get 50 to 100 heads to come by the trailer on a given day. Now, if there were 2 trailers in the same spot, you might get
100, double or triple that.
100 to 500 people.
Correct.
Now, if I get 3 trailers, I might get 500 to 1,000.
Yeah.
So you just do the simple math. You're going to get more business if the trucks are together.
Correct.
So I wanted to move in that direction. I think it's a logical progression in this industry. And here's something about the food industry. The food truck industry is not going away. The National Restaurant Association said in the last 5 years that the food truck revenue that's been generated is quadrupled.
Yes.
And just counting the number of trucks on island, when we first started out, there was 3 or 4. Now there's 7 or 8, and there's more on the way.
Yeah.
So this is not going away.
I agree.
So I would hope that not only does, as an island, we embrace the food truck industry, but also support it.
Now, what would you say is a major thing that makes Island Bites stand out from the others?
Well, we are the only K-Mex grill on the entire island. So our menu is, like as I mentioned before, is a fusion of local cuisine and Mexican cuisine. One of the things we recently had some talks with one of the local publications, Fun News, and one of the things I with Barefoot Man, and I wanted to express to him that he asked the same question: what separates you from the other businesses in Ireland, and for that matter, what separates you from the other taco trucks or taco businesses? One of the things that we're doing is farm to table. And I'm trying to have the freshest quality ingredients, and hopefully you're tasting that in the product that's coming out of the trailer. So right now I'm doing what I would call supplemental farming, and I would like to do some more farming to get to a point where I'm sustaining my business through farming. So I would think that's something that definitely separates us from our competition, is not only the prices, but that aspect where we're getting a niche where you're getting quality, fresh, farm-to-table ingredients.
Now, it's a pleasure to have you being featured on the Business Buzz. That's what we're all about, getting it out there and giving small businesses an opportunity to showcase their products and services. But what input or influence do you feel social media can play? Be it good for you, bad, it all depends. Sometimes it's based on age. Do you have a presence on social media?
I think social media is extremely important, in particular with our younger generation, but also all populations. Take, for example, TripAdvisor.
Yes.
All right, TripAdvisor has helped us grow organically. And one of the things that TripAdvisor does is it gives an unbiased opinion, and it allows people that are visiting the island to do the research and do their due diligence to find the places that they want to go and to develop an itinerary before they get here. Now, there's also local social media, for example, Facebook and Instagram and some of those other things. And one of the things that I found with social media is almost a job in itself.
Tell me about it. It's a department.
You really have to, devote a portion of your day just to keep up with your social media. Yeah. And it's important because one of the things that's unique about the mobile food industry is not only do we have personal interaction with our customers, but we're able to launch new products and new food items through social media in real time and get that immediate response.
Correct.
So I think social media is extremely important. It's definitely a part of the equation in any restaurant, and I think you'd be foolish not to embrace the movement, and it's been going on for quite some time now. So it's nothing new. It's just a matter of how you need to incorporate it into your business to make it more successful.
Do you offer catering?
Yes, we do. Catering in the mobile business is got to be your bread and butter. I mean, we're doing a big wedding next month. We're partnering up with Celebrations. We're quite excited about that, and but also we cater to all types of populations, whether it's 10 people or 1,000 people, and we do not discriminate, public or private.
Good for you. Now, do you feel there are sufficient provisions or incentives to encourage young entrepreneurs to open up a business here in the Cayman Islands? What's your take on that, understanding where you're coming from?
Well, this is a question that, I think all business owners in the Cayman Islands kind of have to deal with it at some point. I'd say as far as provisions and incentives, it's fairly easy to open a business in the Cayman Islands, in particular with DCI and getting your trading business license. And the government has made provisions as far as fees and to make that easier. But in the same regard, there are no programs or provisions or incentives for to get investment. Yeah. You hear about this angel investor group, but it's almost like there's an imaginary group of people out there, and how do you get access to those people besides the radio or meeting them and having a social interaction with them?
Venture capitalists have gone in hiding.
Well, I think, what happens with venture capitalists now, and I hate to say this.
They've gone to the bank.
It used to be that you would go pitch your idea to a venture capitalist, and they would say, all right, this is a good idea. I want to help you make your idea and have it come to fruition. Now, the venture capitalist sits back And
the banks come to them and let them know, hey, there's a good idea.
Yeah,
So
and then they go ahead and do it themselves.
You're blocked out by your middleman.
Yeah, so I mean, it's almost a slippery slope. And as far as incentives and programs, there is no GoFundMe to raise capital in the Cayman Islands. And one of the things that we just talked about is the larger, more established competitors will take you out with deeper pockets. And so it's kind of scary if you're a small business. And what is the incentive to start up a small business if you know the survival rate is so low, in particular the restaurant sector, where 90% of businesses in the restaurant sector fail in the first year.
Yeah.
So I feel blessed if we made it past that first benchmark, or past the first year.
Yeah.
But I mean, I realize that there's a lot of work to do. One of the things that I find myself as a small business owner is that I'm wearing so many hats.
Mm-hmm.
And
you have to.
You have to.
You can't afford to give that to somebody else.
Correct.
What I've noticed in working with other small businesses is that you actually have the talks or you do bartering because there are other industries that are feeling the same pinch. But what we all have unique is that we're not going to give up. Mm-hmm. We're not going to go down without a fight.
Yeah.
And the mere fact that you ventured into being an entrepreneur means you're a risk taker. Absolutely.
I mean, anybody that knows me, I'm a risk taker. I'm also a dreamer. So I think that's probably two things in business that you need, but also can work for you and work against you. So
at the same time,
I need to kind of find a fine line as a business owner, and I think my partner is more of a pragmatist. So I think that helps.
Opposites attract.
Yeah. I think, as I've gotten older, I find that similarities are more beneficial. Mm-hmm. And when you have too many opposite things going on, it is counterproductive. So,
speaking with owner chef of Island Bites, Mr. Huey Crawford, here on this edition of the Business Buzz today, that's proudly sponsored by Teddy Clayton of Pan American Insurance and Green Turtle KY. We'll take our final break. When we come back, a little bit more about Island Bites, how they can be catering to your next party, packages that are available, and the importance of customer feedback. Keep it locked to the Business Buzz for more after these few messages.
Hi, my name is Diane Manderson. My agent Teddy Clayton from Pan American Insurance was there for me from day one of my accident on October 2017. And up until now, I have been compensated for my pain and suffering. I would recommend Pan American Insurance. Contact agent Teddy Clayton on 917-4860.
GreenTurtle.ky is easy. Get your new phone at GreenTurtle.ky. No stress, no fuss. 24-hour delivery in Grand Cayman. You can even send credit overseas. Top up your loved ones at GreenTurtle.ky. If I can do it, you can do it. It's easy. Just remember, GreenTurtle.ky. 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 Top up today at GreenTurtle.ky.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
On a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Can I send a request, please?
You don't really have to ask us. Just send a request.
This is a shout out to my ex.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz and keeping the spotlight on Island Bites Limited. Their primary location is 74 Northside Road. That's right across the road from the Crystal Caves, or at the many functions that we have, you can look them up and see where they are. You can kindly also give them a call. That's a 938-2483, Mr. Huey?
Bite.
That's right. There's a website. Can you share with their listening audience?
So our website is www.islandbites.ky. And as Sabrina said, our phone number is 938-2483-BITE.
Which means you can call ahead of time.
Absolutely. In fact, we encourage that.
Now, you mentioned just before that short break about we were talking about sufficient provisions, incentives, and what you kind of scraped on was the access to funds to assist businesses.
Yeah.
You wanted to go a little bit more into that.
Yes, absolutely. I think one of the things that happens with a lot of businesses to get to our point, in particular here in Cayman, and there are other places in the world where there's kind of unique systems set up like this, is that how do you access capital at this point? And how do you grow without mortgaging your home or doing what people do as a general rule here, as far as getting the extra capital that you need to get to the point where you're going from a small micro business to a mid micro business to eventually get to the point where you can franchise or be a macro business. So, and we talked about the angel investors and some of the other things that are out there or theoretically are out there, but someone in my situation, what do we do? Where do we go? I mean, what avenues are there to pursue? And I think this is where government can play more of a role in providing programs that are specific to address the issue of raising capital, but also to help small businesses that are struggling or maybe are successful that just want to like I said, advance their brand and to grow and to get to a point where, you're not putting 14 to 16 hours a day in every day.
Correct.
And you're wearing all these hats, and you can start to delegate some of the responsibility and do the things you need to do to be a successful business.
Have you actually reached out to the Small Business Association, Don Sani? They're actually rallying right now to make, certain financial institution and other organization stakeholders to give an listening ear and open their doors to small business. I know they're advocating strongly for that, from pension straight down to medical insurance to certain banks to assist small businesses.
Well, I think getting help from the banks is very difficult, particularly.
But through, you said, their strength in numbers.
Yes.
Joining associations such as.
So I just recently met with the Cayman Islands Tourism Association, and I'd like to give a shout out to them because they listen to some of our concerns. But I think even as an association, everything in Cayman kind of takes time.
Correct.
And they're a vehicle to voice your concerns.
Agreed.
And they're part of the solution. But I think there needs to be more done.
Okay.
And as far as reaching out to certain individuals and certain groups, I welcome response and feedback, and I'm hoping that's one of the results of this is that we do get some interest not only in our business but also helping out all businesses in general.
Correct. Now, let's talk about packages. Give us some example, because we talked about catering as well, but I know you wanted to go back on access to funding and just resources in general. So let's take it back to your packages. Give us an example of the variety of catering packages that you offer at Island Bites.
Okay, so if you would go on our website, we currently offer 5 packages for catering. We have a taco bar, a nacho bar, a sandwich box, and then we also do a pop-up where we would bring out a tent and basically have a full kitchen at a site. And then if we do get a certain amount of people, we will bring the trailer out. And right now, typically that cutoff for bring the trailer on site is 50 people. One of the things that's really interesting I found about the mobile industry here, and I kind of struggle with this, is that the way it currently operates is that if I want to go and do an event, let's say, for example, there's an association event. I'm not going to name an event, but just
in general,
cookie cutter generically. All right. So the person calls me up and says, "Hey, we want you to come to our event, but we're going to charge you $350, $500 to come, basically serve the food and provide a service for them, and you're charging us." Now, one of the reasons I want to form an association, I kind of have a problem with that, is because, okay, if someone is having an event and let's say they get liquor, the liquor is on consignment. So now if the liquor doesn't sell, they can give that liquor back. Now, if I have an event and let's say it rains or it gets canceled and
you have nothing.
I buy a food for 500 to 1,000 people, what do I do with that food?
There's a loss there.
There's a loss. So the way the industry is currently set up with the mobile industry is that I'm paying to go provide a service.
That you're not guaranteed.
I'm not guaranteed. I really like to turn that around so that we're all on the same page. And that if someone calls up a food truck, we're all going to stick to our guns and say, you know what? we're going to charge a certain price for us to come out and provide you quality experience and a quality service.
Okay. Which leads me into how reasonable are your prices?
Our prices are probably some of the most inexpensive and reasonable on island. And here's the reason why. One of the things that we really struggled with when we first opened up was, are we going to charge gratuities? And, this is something we don't really advertise here in the Cayman Islands, but if a guest is coming to the Cayman Islands, not only are they paying a 20% conversion rate, but they're also paying 15% on the gratuity. So the conversion is 35% now. And if you have a family of 5 or more,
can't afford it.
You can't afford it.
Gets high.
So we decided not to charge gratuity, and with the thought process that we would get repeat customers and we would provide a great food at reasonable prices. And that's kind of been our motto as we've grown.
What would you like to leave in a wrap-up with our listening audience this morning and take home a recap of what we've discussed here about Island Bites Limited?
Okay, so if you're coming to Northside, or if you're going to Rum Point, and if you're doing business, you're working, or you're going to the caves, or you're just looking for a different type of food experience, I would highly, highly encourage you to come visit us, and you will get a unique Cayman kind of experience. And one of the things that we try to do is be ambassadors, not only for the restaurant industry, but also for the tourism product, and give people that Cayman kind of experience. And I think that's something that we're definitely trying to promote, and I think you'll really enjoy the food. The food is very good.
Now, we understand that on the weekends, bearing in mind that a lot of tourists go to the Eastern District, or those who are in Rum Point, Caibo area, they may pass you by during the week. What is your local support like between Monday to Friday? Forget that it was summer because the kids are out.
Yeah.
But in general, we're just speaking in general.
Yeah,
What's the local support like?
I think that's one thing that we've kind of struggled with, because mentioning the TripAdvisor, when people are visiting the island, they have an idea where they want to go to eat.
Correct.
And there's no biases, and there's no things that kind of happen here in Cayman as far as where you're going to go to choose. People need to eat. So I think that's kind of helped us. As far as the local population, I think we're still picking up traction. Is it where I want it to be? No. Is it growing? Yes. And we provide a ton of local food. I mean, our conch fritters are second to none. The homemade ice cream, the rice bowls, the mahi fish, the seafood, all of our options are designed for anybody, whether you be a meat eater, a seafood eater, a vegan, or a light eater, and more importantly, a healthy, conscious person. We offer those opportunities for.
How flexible are you in possibly reinventing the wheel to bring more revenue to you? Let's say moving maybe closer into town because you realize what is happening, or closer into town, and then as we progress in Going East initiative that has always been a part of the talks on our politicians' mouths and in legislation, how flexible are you in reinventing the wheel possibly to help you get more revenue in your slow times?
Yeah, I think, one of the things that having a mobile trailer allows you is to move around if the location doesn't work. Unfortunately, when you do move around, it takes time to develop the following at your particular sites. Now, social media provides an outlet to let people know where you're going to be.
Correct.
So, yeah, you kind of have to move around to get more of the market share, but you can't move around too much. So you kind of find a happy medium there. Right now in Northside, we're kind of in a horse before the carrot situation because of what you mentioned with the government push to try to have more people come to that side of the island and to come east. So, and having the tourist attraction across does help us. But going back to your question, I really would like to have more tourists frequent us and see what we have to offer.
Okay. Again, it has been a pleasure speaking with you, Mr. Crawford. Any shout-outs, any thank yous, special mentions you'd like?
I'd like to shout out to my team and my staff, my partner, who without her, none of this would be possible. And I'd like to thank God and again, for providing us the opportunity to talk about Island Bites, talk about the mobile food industry, and talk about tourism in general.
Well, I hope that you will get some traction from this conversation and getting the word out there. And I wish you all success. And I hope that by all means this weekend you will see some difference, or even today you'll see a difference in your sale. Again, for more For more information on Island Bites, visit their website, which is www.islandbites.ky, or give them a call, 938-2483. Mr. Huey Crawford has been my guest this morning, chef and owner of Island Bites, telling us more. It has been a pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
To your listening audience, we want to thank our supporters, and I got to give a special mention to Miss Pauline, who is always tuned into Radio Cayman, and she's definitely letting me know she's in tune to the Business Buzz every Tuesday and Thursday, and it's proudly sponsored by Teddy Clayton of Pan American Insurance. Give Teddy a call today, 917-4860. Also sponsored by greenturtle.ky. Get your new phone at greenturtle.ky. No stress, no fuss at Green Turtle KY. Susan, thank you for the great job producing this show. And again, until Tuesday, have a safe and fabulous Thursday.
Business Buzz.
Business Buzz.
The Business Buzz, proudly sponsored by Teddy Clayton of Pan American Insurance, each and every Tuesday and Thursday on Radio Cayman. Call Teddy today at 917-4860.